It was a long day, but very productive day. Today, under the Polish presidency, we concluded another and final formal meeting of the Competitiveness Council. It was an important meeting, and let me emphasize a couple highlight constructive sessions. First of all, let's start with good news. Today, ministers voiced broad support for e-declaration proposal, an initiative designed to make life easier for small and medium-sized enterprises posting workers abroad. Instead of navigating a maze of paperwork, companies will be able to submit a single online form. That means less bureaucracy, lower costs, more time for real work. Let me clarify that this will be voluntary, and each member state will be able to decide if and how they want to implement it. So the key word here is flexibility. We want to cut the red time and that strangles entrepreneurs and red tape. This is not just a slogan. Poland is delivering on simplification in this important area of services. Europe is undergoing a silent revolution and the regulatory and simplification revolution. Some would say it's not even that silent, given that today we really talked about it throughout the day, and our prime ministers often talk about it as well. Since the beginning of the year, the European Commission has launched a number of simplification proposals, but those actions are reactive. They try to fix laws which are already existing. We need to change the mindset from correcting laws to getting them right from the start. This is what we discussed today. Member states already have tools that can and must be used to make smart laws which are good for business. And this is why we focus on the Council being a filter, a red tape filter, and that was a very broad agreement on this approach as well. We also looked ahead at the strategic discussions on how to strengthen Europe's economic backbone. In particular, we focused on industry, Europe's traditional sectors, steel, chemicals, and automotive. Once the foundations of the European economy, today often they struggle. We need pragmatic approach when it comes to the green and digital transformations. Transformation shouldn't mean deindustrialization. We must defend European industry against unfair global competition. It is not protectionism, it's common sense. Against the key word here is pragmatism. We also discuss public procurement. It's no longer a question of how we buy, but what we buy and why. What we buy and why we buy must align with Europe's strategic interest. We need more transparency, simpler rules, and real access for smaller companies. One of the key debates focused on the single market strategy. And here, Executive Vice President Séjourné has presented a new single market strategy, and this was discussed by the member state, which this strategy is clearly both timely and much needed. The Polish presidency was actively contributing to shaping it. The single market is not only just a concept, it's Europe's greatest economic asset. It has also so much to offer, and we must take full advantage of it. We must now turn to the strategy into action, and this was what many member states focused on, implementation. In conclusion, today's meeting was a step forward in building a more competitive and less bureaucratic Europe, which is good for business. A Europe that listens, a Europe that acts. And I would also very emphasize that there was a clear understanding in the Council that competitive Europe is a Europe that we need in order to have secure Europe. This was the theme throughout the day, recognizing the changing times, not only in geopolitical terms, but also the paradigm change that we are seeing in economic governance. And here, the role of the Compet Council has taken a new dimension, a dimension that is really clearly very strategic for the whole EU. And I wanted to very much thank Stefan for spending the day with us, but really inspiring the member states both with the single market strategy, but deeply engaging with the Council on a number of key debates throughout the day. Thank you, Stefan, for being with us.